My sister demanded my car because she got her license first, then wanted my laptop too. When I refused, she attacked me. Now she's facing charges and my parents are in trouble. Hi everyone, I22F, need some advice about my current family situation. I recently graduated from college and started working at a major company in my hometown. I still live with my parents, both 50, and my older sister 24F. I know it's quite long, but please bear with me as I need to explain the whole situation. Last month, I finally bought my first car with my own savings for my new job. It's nothing fancy, just a reliable used Toyota that I can use for commuting. However, this purchase has caused a major crisis in my family. My sister, who has been living at home since graduating college 2 years ago without working, suddenly demanded that I give her my car. Her reason? She got her driver's license before me, so she deserves it more. What's even more frustrating is that our parents are completely supporting her demand. Let me provide some background about our family dynamics. Ever since I can remember, my sister has been treated as the delicate one who needs special care. Our parents constantly justify her behavior by saying she's emotionally sensitive. Meanwhile, I've always been told to compromise and adjust my behavior to avoid upsetting her. She dropped out of several jobs because they were too stressful for her, and our parents never pushed her to try again. They cover all her expenses and even give her a monthly allowance. When I suggested she should look for work, my parents lectured me about being unsympathetic to her mental state. Throughout my childhood and teenage years, I had to give up many things to keep my sister happy. If I got something new, she would throw tantrums until our parents made me give it to her. They always sided with her, saying things like, "You know your sister is sensitive," or, "Can't you be more understanding?" I worked part-time jobs throughout college to save money, while my sister spent her time at home, mostly online. Our parents paid for her education, but I had to take out student loans because there wasn't enough money left. Now, I'm working hard to pay off those loans while also trying to build my own life. The current situation reached a new level when my grandmother found out about the car incident. She was visiting when my sister was having one of her tantrums about the car, and she was horrified by what she saw. My grandmother pulled me aside and asked about other similar incidents. After hearing about our family dynamics, my grandmother was furious. She decided to buy me a high-end laptop for work, saying I deserved something nice for all my hard work. This has made things even worse at home. Now my sister is demanding the laptop too, claiming it's unfair that I get nice things while she has nothing. Despite the fact that our parents buy her whatever she wants. My parents are pressuring me to give her both the car and the laptop, for the sake of family peace. I'm at my wit's end. Every day my sister throws tantrums, screaming about how I'm showing off my success to hurt her. My parents constantly guilt-trip me, saying I'm being selfish and causing family discord. The atmosphere at home is unbearable. I've been staying late at work just to avoid going home, but I can't keep living like this. My sister has started threatening to make me regret not giving her what she wants, and our parents just tell me to be understanding. I don't want to give up my car or laptop, they represent my hard work and independence. But the constant pressure and hostile environment at home are taking a toll on my mental health. I'm starting to question whether I'm being unreasonable. Am I wrong for not giving in to my sister's demands? Update: I decided to have a proper talk with my grandmother. She invited me to lunch at a quiet restaurant downtown, away from my family's interference. I wasn't planning to tell her everything, but once I started talking, I couldn't stop. I told her about my childhood, how my sister would destroy my belongings if I didn't give them to her, how our parents would punish me for provoking her by succeeding at school or making friends. I explained how they forced me to hide in my room whenever my sister was having a bad day, which was almost every day. My grandmother was in tears as I described the years of emotional abuse. She had noticed some favoritism during family gatherings, but had no idea how bad things were behind closed doors. She asked why I never told her before, and I explained how our parents had threatened to kick me out if I ever complained to relatives. The conversation with my grandmother was healing. For the first time, someone was validating my feelings and telling me that none of this was my fault. She was especially disturbed when I mentioned that my sister had been physically aggressive in the past. Though I'd always managed to lock myself in my room before she could hurt me. My grandmother insisted on taking immediate action. She called her lawyer friend for advice and started making arrangements for me to move out. I was scared but also felt hopeful for the first time in years. However, everything went horribly wrong when I returned home. My sister was waiting in my room. Apparently, she had seen me getting into our grandmother's car and had been stewing about it all afternoon. The moment I walked in, she started screaming about how I was trying to turn the family against her. I tried to leave the room, but she blocked the door. When I reached for my phone, she snapped. She grabbed my hair and slammed my face into the wall. The pain was excruciating. I felt my nose crack, and blood started pouring down my face. I screamed for help, but when our parents came running, they just stood there in shock. My sister was still hitting me, screaming that this was my fault for betraying the family. It was my grandmother, who had followed me home worried about my safety, who finally intervened. She pulled my sister off me and called 911. By then I was barely conscious from the pain.